Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Dan from Big Bucks Trading. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys my updated Elliott Wave count on XRP. Also a few new things that I'm seeing on the charts that are still telling me that XRP is about to go on a massive bull run very soon. Also, if you guys haven't checked out my Twitter, it's Untitled Trading. I go over stock plays and crypto updates throughout the week. First, I just wanted to say thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I just hit 500 about a month ago, and now we're already at 1,000. So this is a big milestone for me. So I just wanted to thank everyone who watches my videos and is subscribed. I appreciate it very much. So the first thing that I wanted to show you guys is my Elliott Wave count on XRP. I did make a video about this on my channel already, going over the full Elliott Wave structure of XRP. So I'm just going to keep this pretty short and brief. So I believe that this is cycle wave 1, this is cycle wave 2, and it is going on to set cycle wave 3 right now. Cycle wave 2 corrected as a double zigzag, and within a double zigzag there is a zigzag in W. Wave X can take any correction pattern, and then there is another zigzag in wave Y. That was the bottom of cycle wave 2. Now I believe we are going on to set cycle wave 3. This was primary wave 1, 2. It is going on to set waves 3, 4, and 5. This is intermediate wave 1 at this high of around $2. This is intermediate wave 2 at this low of around 50 cents. You cannot label this a wave 3 and a wave 4 because wave 1 and 4 cannot overlap in Elliott Wave. So I think that this is just setting up for a big extended third wave. So that's my Elliott Wave count on XRP on the bigger scale. Now I'm going to dive into what I think it's doing in this structure right here. In my most recent video on XRP, I labeled this as minor wave 1. This is minor wave 2 with a simple zigzag downwards. I stated that we were breaking out of this triangle pattern, and I thought we would see some big momentum to the upside once it broke out of this. I made this video around $1.12. Once it did break out of that, we did see a 20% rally, but it did get held down by that 0.786 Fibonacci retracement as resistance. And I stated that as long as we are under this level, we may see some chop. And taking a closer look at this structure, this just looks like it's correcting as a regular flat. This was a 3-wave move back upwards to that 0.786, and now it's just doing 5 waves downwards. I did alert on my Twitter at around $1.15 up around here that we were possibly taking the correction of a double zigzag. But taking a look at the structure, I think it's going to correct more as a regular flat now. So this is what a regular flat looks like. There's a zigzag down for wave A zigzag back up for wave B, which comes up to around the origin of wave A. And then there's 5 waves down for the C wave, and it reaches about the bottom of the A wave. It can end slightly above it or slightly below it, but it has to share some common price territory of wave A. So this is a 3-3-5 structure. So if we take a look back at XRP, there is A, B, C, and this looks like a 3-wave move downwards. Right here we have that zigzag, a zigzag back up, now doing a possible 5 waves down to that price territory of wave A. And this is not surprising at all to see this wave 2 take a little longer. If we take a look at this minor wave 1, this took around 75 days, and if that was it, if this was the bottom of wave 2 down here, this would only be about a 2-week correction. So I think that it's taking longer and now it's sharing some common time expectancy for this wave 2 before going on to set minor wave 3. Now in one of my previous videos on XRP, I did go over how it is sharing the same Elliott Wave count that Dogecoin did before it went absolutely on a massive bull run. Now I'm going to be showing you guys how it's still following that same exact structure despite the recent pullback in XRP's price. If we take a look at Dogecoin, it set primary wave 1, 2, then went on to set primary wave 3. And within primary wave 3, intermediate wave 1 went past this resistance level of this X wave. Then it came back down to set intermediate wave 2, landing exactly at that X wave support before going on to set intermediate wave 3. If you take a look at XRP in cycle wave 3, it made primary wave 1, 2, now going on to set primary wave 3. Within primary wave 3, there is 5 waves to the intermediate degree. So it made intermediate wave 1 going past that resistance of that primary X wave within cycle wave 2, and then intermediate wave 2 pulling back where? To that same exact support level that Dogecoin pulled back to before going parabolic. Now, in my previous video on XRP, I stated that within intermediate wave 3, minor wave 2 pulled back a 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level before seeing some massive momentum upwards. But now I'm taking a closer look at the structure of minor wave 2 in intermediate wave 3. It pulled back down to this 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, and then we saw a bounce. After that, it dumped back down to the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, and then we saw another bounce up to around that 0.236 territory. After that, it dumped back down and it got to around that same area, that 0.618. It went a little below it, and then we started to see that massive move upwards for that minor wave 3. So now taking a look back at XRP, after intermediate wave 2 bottomed at primary wave X of cycle wave 2, just like Dogecoin did, it went on to set minor wave 1, and then minor wave 2 came in. And what did it do? It pulled back down to that 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. We saw a bounce come in, and then it dumped back down to the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. What happened after that? It went up to that 0.236, just like Doge did, this time going a little bit above it. And now what's it doing? It's pulling back down to that same exact 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level that Dogecoin did. You can see that this is the same exact structure. It pulled back down to the 0.5, bounced, then dumped to the 0.618, bounced, then dumped back down to the 0.618, this time going a little bit lower. XRP literally has the same exact structure. Once it hit the 0.5, it bounced, dumped to the 0.618, another bounce, now pulling back down to that 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level as well. So taking a closer look at XRP, it's actually doing what it's supposed to do right now, pulling back down to that 618. So I think anywhere from where it's at right now to a little below the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, it can bounce at, and that could be the end of minor wave 2, and it could go on to set minor wave 3. Also, the target for this minute wave C of minor 2 is around the price territory of wave A. Like I showed you guys before, in a regular flat, B goes to around the origin of wave A, C ends at around the end of wave A, and this can end a little above wave A or a little below it. That's what happens in regular flats. So I think that this structure is extremely bullish, considering that it is still following exactly what Dogecoin did all throughout cycle wave 3, with intermediate wave 2 pulling back to the primary X wave, and now this minor wave 2 of intermediate wave 3, it's following exactly what Doge did, and we could see what happens after that happened. This thing went on a huge bull run. So I think that a bottom could come in for XRP very soon. It has done everything that Dogecoin has did in this minor wave 2 structure, and that it pulled back down to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, the 0.618, now pulling back down to the 0.618 again, which also happens to be the measurement for minute wave C of minor 2 to pull back down to the end of wave A. So I think anywhere around this 0.618 is going to be a bottom for XRP, which can be anywhere from the mid to high 70s all the way to where it's at right now. That'll still follow all the rules for the regular flat, in that it may end slightly above the end of wave A or slightly below it. It would also follow exactly what Doge did, ending around that wave A as well. So I'm super optimistic for XRP. The sentiment is absolutely terrible in this market right now. Everyone is questioning whether the bull run is over, and this is usually what happens at bottoms. Everyone thinks that the bull run is going to be over. XRP missed the bull run, but I believe the opposite. I believe that the bull run is just getting started. This is the type of sentiment you get at bottoms throughout the market. Everyone is questioning whether the bull run is still going, and then everyone thinks we are going into a bear market. It's the opposite of when we're at the top. When we're at the top of structures, when you're up here, the sentiment is it's never going back down, and this is just getting started. You get in early. Those are all the type of things you hear at the top. So hearing this bearish sentiment makes me think that a bottom is coming in, like I said, mid to high 70s to where we are now. Now there is the possibility that it is doing this double zigzag as well, and this is what I alerted on my Twitter, which was possible. I alerted this at around $1.15 that we may see a double zigzag, and this was the W wave. This was the X wave, and we may see another zigzag back down. And if we did see this structure, which I'm leaning more towards that I think it's going to correct as a regular flat. But if we did see this structure, we would see this thing start to bottom out, retrace back up, and then another dump back down. But I still think that it would end in that same price territory of that 0.618. So that is what I think will happen in the short term for XRP. I think that it's possible the bottom is already in, but it can also go down to the mid to high 70s before we see a big bounce come out of XRP. Now I'm going to be going over my long-term targets for XRP. I do have a video going over that I think it could go to $10 to $13, and that is what I think is most likely going to happen. But now I have some huge targets for XRP that is possible. These are going to be some extremely high targets, so the Moon Boys are going to love me for this one. So if XRP continues to follow what Dogecoin did, as we can see, this thing went on a massive bull run and it blew past all Fibonacci extension levels. But if you drew your fib retracement from the peak of this cycle wave 1 up here to the bottom of cycle wave 2 down here, and then dragged this upwards so that that 0.236 level is at the peak of cycle wave 1, you can see that it did get above that 4.236, but this is what it has been held down for over the last few months. You can see that there is very nice support and resistance, and now it is just ranging. And on the weekly time frame, at first there was a huge wick to that level. Now, since XRP is doing the same exact structure as Dogecoin, I'm going to draw the fib retracement from the top of cycle wave 1 to the bottom of cycle wave 2, and then move this upwards so that the 0.236 is right on top of that resistance level of that cycle wave 1, just like I did for Dogecoin. And if it were to reach out to that full 4.236 extension, we're looking at a $57 XRP. And that is extremely high targets, but if it is going to continue following what Doge did for cycle wave 3, this may be the result of it. We may get this insanely big bull run that takes it up to $57. Now, from the bottom of intermediate wave 2 right here, to get all the way up to that full 4.236, it took around 100 days. So if it were to take around 100 days for XRP, like I've stated in previous videos, one of the targets for a wave 3 is drawing a trend line from the origin of wave 1 down here to the bottom of wave 2, and then parallel up to the top of cycle wave 1. And that target for that third wave being that upper trend line, if it were to take a similar time period as Dogecoin did, now obviously there would have to be a huge narrative to go along with it. This isn't just going to pump to $57 based off of a technical saying that. There would be a huge narrative to go with this, such as massive adoption or the SEC case getting resolved could lead to a huge rally. Now, if it were to take a similar time period, it would reach out to the full 4.236 along with that upper trend line target for a wave 3. So there's two confluences there saying that that may be where cycle wave 3 ends, because that upper trend line is a very key target for wave 3s to end. Also, if we take a look at Bitcoin, this was the bottom of cycle wave 2 right here, and this was the start of cycle wave 3, and you can see this went on a massive bull run as well. If you drew the Fibonacci retracement from the high of this cycle wave 1 to the bottom of cycle wave 2, way down here, and then draw this upwards, so where the 0.236 is at that peak of that cycle wave 1, you can see that Bitcoin got up to that 4.236 extension before going into a deep bear market. If we take a look at Bitcoin at the bottom of this cycle wave 2, it had this long consolidation period right in here, and it made this little triangle pattern, and then it broke out of it. Once it broke out of that triangle pattern, it got up to around the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level before dumping back down to retest these resistance levels in that triangle. If we take a look at XRP at the bottom of cycle wave 2, it's making this it made this triangle down here, long consolidation period, and then it broke to the upside out of that. And where did it get to? That same 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. It came a few cents short, but still in that same general area. After it did that, it pulled back downwards, and it pulled back down to those same support levels as Bitcoin did before going parabolic. And if XRP were to continue to follow Bitcoin in the beginning of cycle wave 2, then we would draw this Fibonacci retracement from the swing high to the swing low and then move it upwards to where that 0.236 is at that cycle wave 1 peak. And where would that take us out to? $57 again, because when you drew the Fibonacci retracement from 1 to 2 and then put the 0.236 on top of 1, it got up to that 4.236 extension before going into a bear market. So now we have two charts that XRP is following, indicating that it may go up to $57. Now these are huge targets, but these charts are just too alike to XRP to ignore. I'm not fully set on $57. I think that it is a possibility. I'm still going to take profit around $10 to $13 on XRP. But everything on the charts is screaming bullish to me right now, and that this is just at the very beginning. If we looked at the past for XRP and we drew the Fibonacci retracement from swing high to swing low down here and then drag that 0.236 upwards, you could see that that peak up there hit that 4.236 before falling downwards. So this is not an uncommon way to measure out how high these peaks can go in these crypto markets. Also right over here, if you drew the fib retracement from swing high to swing low and then dragged it upwards to put that 0.236 on that top right there, it got up to that 4.236 before reversing. So now I've seen that multiple times across this market, this measurement way worked for finding a top. And two charts that XRP is following right now and has been following throughout this whole beginning of this cycle wave 2 is saying that it's going to get out to that 4.236. Like I said, $10 to $13, more like 13 is going to be my main targets for XRP. $57 is the most bullish case scenario. It would be following Bitcoin and Dogecoin, which it has already followed in this whole entire beginning of cycle wave 3 structure. And it would also be the target for a cycle wave 3 reaching a upper trend line. So those are three things telling me that it could possibly go to $57. That's going to be it for this video. That's my Elliott Wave count on XRP. If you guys enjoy me doing Elliott Wave counts on these altcoins and comparing past fractals to charts now, then make sure you drop a thumbs up, comment down below, comment some altcoins you guys would like me to go over, and don't forget to subscribe. And I will continue to post out more of this type of content. Have a good one.